Hey guys, tomato sauce in here. It's been a little while. I have been playing hardcore WoW, and I have to say that I think this might be the most fun version of WoW out right now, right? So why do I say that? Well, Dragonflight, it just doesn't seem like they're where they really need to be from a rating perspective. For PvP at least. Mythic Plus is also pretty deplorable with the advent of the new augmentation evoker. Um, there's one comp now. They have a Mythic Plus God comp essentially, and that's what they play. That's it. It's augmentation evoker, fire mage, shadow priest, guardian druid, holy paladin. That's all you got. Doesn't seem very fun, to be honest. Um, And then Wrath is just kind of like a gold buying simulator, right? It's just a GDKP. Guilds are kind of dead now. It's all, if you're not GDKPing, the community is kind of out of the game at that point. There's some guilds out there still, but I feel like they're too sweaty. Like the problem with GDKPs and Wrath is that the people that take part in GDKPs, especially at like high levels, like wall main on white main, for example, these guys have like 8 characters. They're stacking. I have a friend that is making 500,000 gold a week in Wrath of the Lich King. Now it's a full time job at that point. Doesn't seem fun, but the reason he's able to make that much gold is because casual guilds have died and people are just swiping and making their paper doll very pretty just in time for ICC and probably Cataclysm Classic. But again, casual guilds probably won't be a big part of Kata after the first raid tier, similar to what happened in Wrath, and it'll just turn into a GDKP fest. So what do you get at that point, right? What's left? Well, classic era is another swiper's paradise. People are buying gold like crazy there, taking part in GDKPs. Casual guilds don't really exist because you're talking 40-man content. Um, and it's just, I don't know. The RPG aspect is kind of gone. Now, having said that, if this rogue dies in hardcore, I could probably see myself playing it in era, just in battlegrounds, because it sounds like they finally fixed the ranking system in WoW Classic. I don't think anybody liked the old version of the ranking system. Um, and it could be fun to rank up over a couple months, like completely casually. Whoops, did not pick that. Um, but like from a completely casual space, like not trying to get it done in 8 weeks. Just you'll get there when it's your time to get there, essentially. Um, but right now, right, playing hardcore, playing the rogue on hardcore. This is my first hardcore character. It's actually my only hardcore character. And as you can see, I'm level 35. Don't have a ton of gold saved up. Only have 9, although I did just get this cool star faller drop off of these centaurs. So hopefully can turn that into some gold. Um, I really, really like what Blizzard did with the official hardcore servers. Um, and and let me, like, what do I mean by that, right? So what hardcore had prior to Blizzard rolling out the official version of these servers is essentially an add-on that dictated all of the rules of the experience, and I wasn't really down with that. You've seen some other videos on that on my channel with regards to kind of the people that made that add-on, and whatever, right? They did a great thing. They started an awesome kind of game mode for WoW, right? Um, but what they really did with hardcore is give a home to casual players that don't really care about the end game of WoW, right? Like, if my rogue hits 60, I'll definitely try to at least clear Molten Core with whatever guild I can get into at the time. Um, who knows how many people are either how many guilds are even going to be running Molten Core when I hit 60. Um, I mean, you really don't know, right? Um, but at the end of the day, like the real interesting aspect of hardcore, like official server hardcore WoW, is that the game is very RPG oriented again, right? So like I don't have to rush to 60, right? Like I've been able to take my sweet time on this character. I'm not shattering any records. There is no world first happening here. I'm just enjoying my rogue and like having fun interactions with the mobs and like leveraging my entire kit when I feel like it, right? So like sometimes I'll go in, I'll cheap shot, throw a sinister strike up, hit him with the gouge, make some room, right? Just for fun. Hit him with the arrow, jump 3 more times, hit him with a second arrow. Oh, he was too fast. But then boom, hit him with the kidney, right? So like you just having fun practicing like doing what a rogue is supposed to do, right? So like I don't even try to, completely hunt efficiently, right? Like you can see I have a ton of quests to turn in that I'm just not turning in yet. I'm just having fun, attacking these centaurs in the middle of Desolus, just like enjoying myself. Um, and I think that's what this version of hardcore has done. It's given the game back to the casual players, right? Because at the end of the day, is there any reason to buy gold on this server? Like the answer to that, in my opinion, is no. Right? I do not think there is a reason to buy gold on these servers. I think it will be a lot less prevalent than you see on other servers. Like the non-hardcore versions of this game. Um, we have anything that I can destroy? Yes, sweet nectar. 'Cause we want these. Um, and yeah, I mean, it's just in a much better spot than any version of the game right now. Now, it's unfortunate that like Dragonflight is where it is because I think Dragonflight is actually a good expansion outside of Augmentation Evoker and the Retribution Paladin rework. I haven't had the most time to play because I have a lot going on with work right now, but the last time I was really into it, I was thoroughly enjoying Dragonflight. It was just an overall good time, right? Like, I mean, I hit 2100 on 2 classes this season. I hit 2400 last season on my warrior, 2100 on other classes. Um, I've actually converted to a Windwalker monk main in Dragonflight, which is pretty interesting because I've never main monk. It's always been an alt, but I am going to kind of you know completely go the monk route. But for right now, and where the game is, since to me it doesn't even feel like it's worth hitting 2400 this season. Like the tabard is kind of whack, and you're not getting a mount for doing it in solo shuffle anyway. I think this season I'm kind of done with Dragonflight. Um, and we'll just see where it goes, right? But hardcore is fulfilling every other need I could have in this game. Honestly, it's perfect wind down time. Like you've just been kind of hanging out, listening to my perspective on where we are across 3 different versions of WoW right now, and like I'm just sitting here hanging out, farming centaurs. Right, I am the slap chop of the Yelkis clan. I am just over here completely annihilating centaurs, farming cloth, like chilling, like just completely chilling. And it's a perfect wind down as I'm about to get into an extremely stressful week, right? I mean, I have a pretty high stress career and 3 kids, and I think with what they've given us with hardcore WoW, it's just a great game. It's just a great experience, and you can play the game to enjoy it finally. It's not about racing to the end. It's about just doing whatever you want to do in the game and seeing how far your level 35 rogue will end up going, right? Is it going to get all the way to 60? Is it going to die to a DC at 35, right? Who knows? But there's a journey here. And if you get all the way to 60, is it, you know, do you have to go into the end game? No, you don't have to, actually. You could just start the journey over on another class, right? And try to knock it out on all of your favorite classes. Or set yourself up for some even more difficult challenges. But at the end of the day, hardcore is in a great spot. I think it has finally brought like just that feeling of enjoyment back to the game. So if you haven't played it, guys, try it out. Um, I'll definitely, it gets a recommendation from me. Have a great one, guys. I don't want to ramble too long. I just wanted to kind of give you a quick touch base video, kind of let you know where I think the state of World of Warcraft is across the 3 different versions of the game that you can play it. Really 4 different versions of the game. You have Classic Era, Wrath of the Lich King, Dragonflight, and now Classic Hardcore. Um, yeah, and that's kind of my opinion on all of that. And I hope you enjoyed it. And I also hope you enjoyed hanging out with me while I farm some centaurs tonight. So take it easy, guys. Tomato saucing out. But hardcore WoW is absolutely in. Have a great night.